Hello students, I am Dr. Mahima Sharma and today you will study the basics of habitat ecology. So what is the habitat ecology? Habitat ecology is the study of habitat characters and its subdivision, and it also studies the relationship of organisms present in each division. First of all, you must know that what is habitat. Habitat is actually the place where the organisms live, or you can say the habitat is the natural place where the animal found their home. The term habitat is derived from Latin word which means it dwells, means where it lives. According to Elton, the habitat is an area having uniformity of physiography, vegetation and climate. Various kinds of habitat are seen, specifically aquatic, terrestrial. Aquatic habitat includes the marine, freshwater, and terrestrial include the desert and forest. Now we will study the various kind of habitats. So various kind of habitat. The first of all we are studying the forest. Forest are the large area covered with plants, and about 1/3 of our planet Earth is covered by forest. Three major type of forest are seen, like tropical, temperate and boreal. Tropical forests are also known as rainforest, and they are found between the equator, which is in between the two tropic, like Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. It shows the variety of animals in that area. The flora and fauna which is found here is specific, like we can see in this picture. Animals like bat, gorilla, monkey, jaguar, sloth, macaw, toucan and variety of insects are seen in the tropical forest. Now we will study the temperate forest. The temperate forests are the forests which are found in East Northern America, Northeastern Asia and Western and Central Europe. The temperature varies from -30 to 30 degrees centigrade, and the rainfall is about 150 centimeter. And it occurs throughout the year. The fauna and flora which is found, like fauna includes maple, oak and elm, and animals which are seen here are fox, bald eagle, mountain lion, bobcat and black bear. Now we will study the boreal kind of forest. The boreal kind of forest which are seen, like they are the forests which are also known as taiga. These forests are found in Canada, Russia, Scandinavia, China, Mongolia and northern Japan. These forests are characterized by very low temperature, that is between the -50 degree centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. The annual snowfall in these regions ranges from 40 to 100 centimeter. Plants which are seen here are evergreen trees like pine, fir and spruce. Animals which are seen are wolf, lynx, fox, deer, woodpecker, hare, bat, bear, moose and chipmunks. So we see the variety of fauna here. Now we are studying desert. Deserts are the area that receive very little rainfall, like Sahara, Kalahari and Thar are some of the examples of these deserts. The desert may be of two types, the hot desert and cold desert. Hot deserts where the temperature in summer can reach up to 45 degrees centigrade or more, and annual rainfall is less than 25 centimeter. The deserts are mostly considered to be hot, but they are also found cold, like Gobi Desert in China. Organisms like cactus, camel, rattlesnake, Gila monster and kangaroo rat are found in the desert. Now we are studying aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitat comprise water bodies. They are of three types, like freshwater, marine and coastal. First we will study the freshwater habitat, like rivers, lakes, ponds and streams are example of freshwater habitat, where we see the fauna like fish, frog, ducks, lotus, and fauna and flora. Flora includes the lotus, water lily, etc., which are seen in the freshwater habitat. Now in the marine water habitat, we see the ocean and seas form largest habitat on the earth. A large variety of animals live in marine habitat, like small planktons, which include like the blue whale, they follow the tiny planktons are seen, and largest animals are also seen here. The largest animals include the blue whale, the large shark we can see here, fish, whales, and crabs, starfish, sea turtle, octopus, seaweeds are also found in the marine habitat. So this was the marine habitat. Now we see the coral reefs. The coral reefs are rock-like structure which are seen in the ocean. These are the rock-like structure, and they are composed or formed by coelacanths, a kind of animals. We know they secrete the calcium carbonate and form a wall-like structure which are known as coral reefs. These coral reefs are also known as rainforest of the sea, and they provide shelter to a large number of marine organisms. Beside corals, sea anemones, starfish, octopus, sea urchins, and variety of fishes are found in the coral reefs. Example of coral reefs are Great Barrier Reef of Australia and those of Andaman and Nicobar Island in India. We are seeing the coral reefs. Now we study the estuaries. What are the estuaries? Estuaries are the region where salt water from the ocean, river, or streams mingle to each other. Thus, this habitat provides shelter to several marine animals and birds because the enrichment of nutrients or minerals here. So, animal found here include crab, oyster, waterfowl, and worm. Mangroves, seaweeds, and marsh grasses are some of the plants found here. The Sundarban Delta, spread across the West Bengal and Bangladesh, is the largest mangrove forest which is found in the world. Now, we see the grasslands. Grasslands are the regions which is dominated by the grasses. There are too many trees. There are not found too many trees and shrubs here, and the temperature ranges between -20 to 30 degrees centigrade. The annual rainfall varies between 50 to 90 centimeter. Grasslands provide shelter to large variety of animals including giraffe, zebra, loin, elephant, and gazelle. Zebra feeds mainly on grass, as we are seeing in this picture. Now, the next in which we will see we are seeing the habitat which is the polar region, mountains and the polar region. Are the polar regions, there are two polar regions, one is Arctic and other one is Antarctic. Arctic is on the north side and in the north direction, and Antarctic in the south direction. And the tall mountains, these all are very cold, extremely cold. The lowest temperature recorded ever in Antarctic is -88 degrees centigrade. Animals like polar bear, penguin, seal, and walrus are found in the polar regions. Mountain, goat, sheep, yak, and snow leopard are some of the animals found in the mountains. Now, the example is like walruses use their long tusks to climb an ice. So we see the variety of animals here, or the fauna and flora. Fauna, especially fauna, is seen. Now, animal habitat. In this picture, we are seeing seeing animal habitat. The different types of animal habitats we are seeing. These are the rainforest on the top, and then the polar regions, the wetlands, the grasslands, and the desert, and the marine habitat, which are showing the different various kinds of animals. You can study here in that picture. Now the next one. Now we will reach to the ecological niche. What is ecological niche? Now the next term, which is very important in biology field, the ecological niche represents the place and function that a species or a group of species has within a given ecosystem. It is the place in which different species live and in which different factors intervene, biotic and abiotic. So this is the area where actually the animals show its functional role. As we know that animal needs are like shelter, air, water, and food. These are the basic needs of any organism or any animal. So the area which actually accomplish all these needs or provide all these needs is known as niche. Each species occupies a niche in the community. A niche is the role the species play. Niche is the area actually where the species play its functional role and includes the type of food it eats, where it lives, where it reproduces, and shows its relationship with the other species. So a niche is the area where any animal or organism actually performs its functional role, which is seen like we are seeing a picture here. In this picture, a pine tree, a spruce tree is seeing, where the three type of birds we are seeing. The top of the plant or the tree is occupied by the Cape warbler, while the lowermost part of the tree was occupied by a yellow warbler, and the middle part, which is seen in yellow, is occupied by the bay-breasted warbler. So a single pine tree is occupied by a variety of the warblers. These warblers actually, the niche is the area where an organism performs its functional role. So the grey warbler, Cape warbler, which occupies the topmost, will perform its functional role only on the topmost area, whereas bay-breasted warbler will perform its functional role in the middle region of the of the spruce tree, whereas the yellow warbler will perform its all functional role in the lowermost area of the spruce tree. And these are the niche of these different kind of birds. So you must know about the niche. Now we will come to the next. This is the ecological niche, is where we see the ecological niche as a role of a species serves in its ecosystem. So including what it eats, what eats it, and how it behaves. So this is the ecological niche. Now in another word, we will explain the ecological niche. An ecological niche describes how a species lives and interacts with the other organism in an habitat. It can be thought of as the role or job that a species has in nature. There are many ecological niches on earth as there are organisms. One example is the niche of the bald eagle, Heliatus leucocephalus. They feed mostly on fish that live in shallow water, as well as rabbits, ground squirrel, raccoons, and young deers. They also eat dead animals and occasionally steal food away from other animals. Eagle build nests from branches in areas that have mature and old trees, usually near water. These are all aspects that make up the ecological niche of the bald eagle. So these are all the various kind of ecological niche which occupy the bald eagle. Now the characteristic of niche. In niche, all living beings that inhabit the earth play an important role in their environment. It depends on the function and place of a living being in the environment. Animals in ecological niche have different and unique functions. If there are two species playing the same role An interspecific competition will be created. The correct description of niche can include description of life, habitat, and the place of the organism in the food chain. It includes how to feed, compete, hunt, and defend. It is closely related to the habitat. The niche of a species is basically an ecological function or a set of conditions, resources, and interaction it needs to survive. So we have explained the characteristic of niche. Now the type of ecological niche. We are studying the type of ecological niche. Basically two types of ecological niche are seen. One is fundamental niche and other one is the specific niche. The fundamental niche is the area where where the range of different conditions in which organisms can live and reproduce their species in spite of different conditions, sometimes fighting to dominate the territory, producing a competition between the two same species known as interspecific competition, which gives the strongest and the highest hierarchy. Whereas the second one is the effective niche, the fundamental niche and effective niche. The effective niche is actually the area where an animal performs actual role. This is the area where the animal performs its actual role. This is a part of ecological niche occupied by the competing species. So this is the place resources are usually responsible for the competition. When there is a reduction in interspecific competition, species are able to explore more areas within the niche than they were previously unable to investigate, and this results in an effective niche widening. So there are two kind of niche we see. One is the fundamental niche and other one is the effective niche. Now ecological niche is very important for the given place because they allow different species to live together, usually without competition. Each species knows its position in both the ecosystem and chain. The number of niche in an ecosystem determines the number of species in it, and that is, they define the diversity of the place. Examples of ecological niche are like blue whale, mostly located in Antarctic, Indian and northeastern Pacific Ocean. Their diet is based solely on the small crustacean known by the name of krill, and are almost responsible to hunt by the other animals. So the blue whale occupies the area as an ecological niche. Another example is green anaconda. Green anaconda. This snake is originally from South America and found in place full of water and on the banks of river. It is an omnivorous animal, but they can also eat on capybaras. Emperor penguin, it lives in Antarctica and spends most of the time submerged in water. It feeds on fish. Panda bear, it feeds on fish, insects, and its fur permits it to resist low temperature. Loins, its predatory capacity makes it tertiary and quaternary consumer. Now we will study the difference in between habitat and ecological niche. So what is the difference in habitat and ecological niche? Habitat is the place in which organism can live as the condition they present encourage growth, development and reproduction. In addition, habitat is inhabited by different varieties or different species at the same time, and space can be very large or small. This means that more than one ecological niche may exist within the habitat, whereas niche on the contrary are delimited depending on the number and the aspect that can affect a certain organism. It is usually formed by a group of variables that make that an organism can live and reproduce in a certain place, usually certain factors for it. Then the habitat will be the place to live or physical space, and the ecological niche will be the relationship between the population of the species in any region or in any ecosystem. So today we studied habitat and ecological niche, and actually we studied the basics of ecology, habitat ecology. Few pictures were taken from Wikipedia and also from the internet resources. And in our next topics we will study more environment biology topics. Thank you.